More news coming in. Second round of talks between Gen Z and Army is underway as we speak. A meeting has been scheduled between the Army Chief and Sushila Karki today. The time has not been decided, but the meeting will take place. Well, after meeting Army Chief Ashok Raj Sigdal, both of them are likely to meet the President as well. If a consensus is reached on meeting the Army Chief, and they can be going to meet the President Ramchandra Parul via helicopter along with the Army Chief. The President is currently kept in the Army barracks. We're getting you up to speed with the current situation on the ground as far as formation of the next government in Nepal is concerned. We have the name of the front runner as well, even as there is conversation happening. A second round of talks between Gen Z and the Army is underway. Amit Bhardwaj has more on that story. Which side is Gen Z really leaning towards, and how significant would their role be, Amit, in deciding who rules them eventually, who comes to power in the country?
Well, Sneha, the latest update that we have for our viewers is that the second round of talks between the Gen Z delegation and the Army representatives have already started. It was last night when this meeting went on for nearly 2 hours, and it was decided that a small delegation of the Gen Zs will be formed for further coordination with the Army and the establishments in Nepal for the formation of the interim government. And there were also talks about as to how the legal representatives, the civil society representatives has to be part of this process of formation of the interim government. And yes, there were clear-cut discussion on Sushila Karki's name yesterday in that particular meeting. But you would have a situation where supporters of Balendra Shah or any other top contender in the country would think that whether the approval from such tall leaders or the young leadership that is now emerging in Nepal, whether they agree on name of Sushila Karki or not. Late in the night, the Kathmandu mayor Balendra Shah had made it clear that he fully supports Sushila Karki's name for to serve as the head of the interim government until the fresh elections are conducted in the country. And what we are given to understand is that largely now it seems like she's going to take charge of the government once that roadmap for formation of the interim government is cleared. The Gen Z delegation is holding a second round of talks with the Army inside the Army headquarters as we speak right now. The sources have confirmed us. We are also given to understand if everything goes in the right track, the Army might take Sushila Karki to the President of Nepal for actually formalize the entire process for formation of the interim government, but that might take a short while because everything also needs to be documented as to how this came into effect. And along with this, there are other issues that has to be also formalized. The stamp has to be given by the Army and the President on the issues. For instance, if Sushila Karki is coming as the head of the interim government, for how many months she will be operating as the head of the interim government, and the Army should only be restricted to the issues of safety, security and law and order in Nepal, across Nepal, and should not interfere in the democratic processes of Nepal, the formation of the new government as well. Along with that, there is a demand of proving this corruption allegation against the political elite of Nepal. So all these issues have to be formally accepted by both ends. But at this point in time, we can certainly tell our viewers, second round of talks going on between the Gen Z delegation and the Army representatives. Back to you, Sneha.
I'm going to leave it that for the moment. Amit Bhardwaj getting in those details, joining us from Kathmandu at this point in time.